Hello and welcome to the Polymath Thinking Academy. I'm Andrew Mortimer, and this is your destination for all of the greatest and most interesting questions that can be asked. And here at the Polymath Thinking Academy, we use multi-disciplines and the study of them to answer those questions as much as possible. Now, a good example of what we do here at the Polymath Thinking Academy and our use of polymath thinking is talking about the mid-19th century. Now, some of you may be aware that in 1859 there was the Carrington solar flare event discovered by Carrington, after which it's named. But also, other key things were happening of great importance. The main thing was, in 1850, the Little Ice Age finished. Now, the Little Ice Age had run from 1315 AD, 535 years, and as I say, it finished in 1850 AD. And what's important about this is that right before the Little Ice Age finished, Karl Marx wrote his Communist Manifesto, and at the end of the 18th century, in 1798, the Reverend Robert T. Malthus wrote his work on population and the concerns with population increase and the corresponding lack of ability to keep up with food production to maintain that increasing population. Now, the reality is that the climate, the colder climate, caused by the Little Ice Age, materially affected the world that Karl Marx and Robert Malthus lived in, and their thinking, whilst appropriate for an earlier age, was not appropriate for post-18th. Also, to the extent that Karl Marx's work was negative on the human condition and the good or evil of humanity, it's likely that Marx was wrong in any event, whether the weather was cold or not. However, it's an important example of how other factors can affect important philosophies that we talk about. However, the mid-19th century isn't just important for that reason, the end of the Little Ice Age and the new work of Karl Marx. It's also the case that in 1850, from 1850 to 1870, George's houseman, Baron Haussmann, conducted the Renovation of Paris, which created far more areas of public utility and light, removing a lot of medieval Paris, which was quite dark. And this renovation helped lead to the Impressionist movement that was founded in Paris in the early 1870s with their new view of painting and use of light. But that couldn't have happened without the renovation of Paris and the work of Baron Haussmann, George's Huguenot houseman, who had held a prefecture near Bordeaux, where light is certainly far more abundant from areas between architecture, thus allowing for a far more friendly concept of art, and in this case, painting in particular. So in that case, you see architecture affecting schools of painting and schools of art, aside from artistic inspiration ab initio from the artists themselves. Now also, rounding out the 19th century, you had Charles Darwin and his associate Wallace, who had, both for differing reasons, read the 1798 work of the Reverend Robert T. Malthus on population and the concerns with it, because of food production not being able to keep up with population growth. And through that, even though they disagreed with Malthus in his main point, they saw the potential for geometric progression, which helped them in their own concept of natural selection. Natural selection has been a very important biological concept and explanation of humanity and all living organisms over the past 150 years. And their reading of the Robert E. Malthus work from 1798 shows the importance of reading multiple works from multiple disciplines and then using that knowledge with your own thought, your human thought, to synthesize it into a rational explanation of the world. And that is the ultimate goal of the Polymath Thinking Academy, our ability to read many works from many disciplines that then gives us the best description and explanation of the world we see today. And I'm looking very much forward to working through all of this with you.